Hello. I got a burrito, guys. Sorry. I also got I got free chips and guac because when I showed up, the guy at the counter was just like, "Hey, do you like guacamole?" The person who ordered these never showed up, so do you just want to have these chips and guacamole? So I got free chips and guac, bro. I'm having a great day. Yeah, Fox, it ended up that we started late anyways, so it all worked out for you, didn't it? Just getting everything set up on this end, because I literally just got back to my room with food. So I have to get like my water and my all the recording stuff, gotta get everything set up. So how are you guys all doing today? The taco gods look down on me. Yeah, it's true. It was meant to be. It was meant to be, Kaya. Oh, pretty, the universe said you will watch this stream, and the universe said I love you. Because you are love. Let your cat have chicken and rice. They deserve it. She deserves chicken and rice. It's good to see people from Tumblr coming on here, listening in. I'm sorry we had to change how we're doing it, but I've been having fun doing this again, which was the goal. Tumblr, I hardly know her. Don't boo, that was pretty good. Oh, I did? I'm not really on Tumblr, so I don't know what's going on with all the stuff. I literally only use I don't really use social media. I was literally only on Tumblr to do the live blog. Yeah, I'm sure. You all get to watch me die in person now. Hooray. I value my mental health enough that I'm not on social media. Oh no, my burrito! It's falling apart! It's really tasty, but it's like, the only mod is Pilot. Yeah, Pilot's the only mod. And of course she likes puns. She's a Ruby fan. Watcher's burrito is the saddest death in Ruby. It's not dead. I'm just gonna need to get like a fork or something. If I was on Social Burrito, that wouldn't have happened. What does that even mean? What does that mean? I like the O's getting smaller. That's nice. Poor Burrito, the greatest casualty. Pyrrha who? No. Burrito death. Truly tragic. However will we recover? Oh, you like the Volume 5 intro Burrito Nikos. That's when you wrap her in a blanket and give her head pats. As she deserves. All of the kids need to be burritoed in blankets. And just get head pats. They're all freaking children, god damn it. Flint was eating a burrito. Don't remind me I found out about yours because of you guys, and I wish I had never known about it. I was happier not knowing. From the way that you were talking about it, it was like you literally could not wait to tell me. Don't say you're welcome, I'm not happy. Honestly, a grilled meat in a burrito is really freaking good. Well, at least people who have been in the fandom longer also hate yours. It's deeply cursed. Rose, I am eating this burrito as fast as possible because I want to start the stream, but I'm so hungry. I didn't have breakfast this morning and I'm hungry. What do you mean the Blokenut lore? What does that mean? Wait, the freaking voice actors know about yours? Why? Who told them? Why did you tell them? Is that because it's a web series so they're more connected to what the fandom is doing than some other shows? For better or worse. 50 Shades. Why? Ruby would never.
Truck hard? Truck hard? Holy shiz!
She's got bigger things to worry about. Oh, well, I knew that they knew about the ship names. Some of the ship names are in the freaking show. Of course they know about the ship names. Wait, they made an acoustic version of Yang's song literally because of yours? Because that's hilarious. It would make more sense if it was the other way around. Because otherwise, what would prompt people to make yours? Although, having only peripherally been in this fandom, I would completely understand if nothing prompted y'all to make yours. Oh, you don't need to explain hiatuses to me. I'm a Homestuck fan. I understand the hiatus nonsense. I was there when Fandom Stuck was made. I've seen the worst that the internet can offer. Oh my god. My dude, you have no idea. Homestuck had such hiatuses. It went for like 2 fucking years of hiatus. Exactly. Don't you speak the deep magics to me.
Do not cite the deep magic to me, witch. I was there when it was written.
It's made worse because that's my freaking birthday. Homestuck is a curse I will never escape. Oh god, that's a thing actually. I could think about what the class specs are of all the kids, couldn't I? I seem skilled at collecting curses. Behaw came from something in this episode. That's interesting. I'll have to keep a lookout for it. Some of it's this episode, some of it's in a few episodes. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. Well, I finished my burrito. And we've gotten to the point in the conversation where we've started talking about Homestuck, so I think it's probably time to move on before things get even worse. Okay, I've got my water. I've got, that's mostly it. I've got my water. I've got my cords to charge my phone, my whatnot. Hold on. I'm gonna get one more thing, and then we're gonna get started. Okay. Don't leave me alone. My brain goes too fast to keep up with my words. Yeah, I found out about Oscar and Crow being Ed and Al. That's pretty freaking funny. So yeah, I think we're gonna get started. I'm excited to have a new intro. I love the intros for this show. They're really good. And I love that they change every season. Okay. Look, Firefox is simply better than Chrome or Edge or whatever. Firefox is just better. Leave me alone. I need to have bookmarks. I need things to be on hand. If they're not on hand, I'll get sad. I need to be able to click on things at any moment. I need to be prepared. The Homestuck folder is important. I need the Homestuck folder. I don't like having... I only put things in folders if I really need to categorize them. Otherwise, it's just faster to have them all separately. Look, why do I continue to curse myself by keeping that close? I need you to understand I will never be able to escape Homestuck. John Egbert's birthday is my birthday. I will never be able to escape. Every freaking 413, it's like, happy birthday, Watcher. And it's like, no, it's not. It's my birthday, but it's also John's birthday. I'm never going to be able to fucking escape it. I am the Homestuck. We talk about the blog curse, but this is my real curse. I am Homestuck. It's me, Vriska. But that's enough of that. We're gonna get started. Okay? You ready? And go.
The city of Mistral.
Crow voiceover, always a good place to start.
Whose idea was it to walk again?
Well, we did face many obstacles. Broken airships.
I believe it was Ruby's idea to walk.
There's people and monsters that tried to murder us.
We were fine. Only one of us almost died.
Hey.
Hey.
No, you know what?
So how
Nora,
much fun
yes,
did
get
Hayden
Ren's ass. Jesus Christ.
Almost there. I'd have figured I'd take you kids on the scenic route.
Is Crow immune to walking upright? Does he always have to be slouched over? He's a bird. It's the bisexuality.
Awesome!
That's certainly something.
Man,
my gosh,
I
look at
freaking
all
love
the
how this
weapons!
place looks.
Vendors here will sell you just about
Oh,
anything.
this is just sort of like
Whether they should or
storybook
not.
style. That's cool.
They really made the most out of these mountains.
Every inch. And stay away from the lower levels. But the higher up you go, the nicer it gets.
And we are going up!
I love that Mistral is like built into the mountains. That's so
how
cool
much
to me.
farther?
We're in the home stretch now. No more stops from here to
Goddamn
Mistral.
fucking pilot
Sorry
boy, I
for the
swear
long
to
trip.
Christ.
Keeping us off the radar's been harder than I thought. Lots of air traffic around northern Anima.
It's fine. I just hope I haven't been a burden.
You haven't been a burden, Weiss.
You and your money are more than welcome on this ship, kid.
Yeah, I was about to say, you paid this guy how much to smuggle you out of the country?
Is everything okay?
I don't know. We're still over Lake Matsu. Shouldn't be picking up broadcasts this far from Mistral. Someone must be close.
Mayday! Mayday! We are a small passenger flight and our Huntress is down! We aren't equipped to
Oh,
deal
shit.
with this!
Oh, man.
The Grim hit us 400 clicks north of the southern shoreline. Get him off us! If anyone can hear this...
You gotta go help. Bro, what are you doing?
We're going to help them, right?
What? No. I'm trying to avoid them.
But they'll die.
Look, if we picked up their transmission, I'm sure someone else did too.
Well, now
Besides,
that
this
you've
is a
said
cargo
that,
ship.
I am
There's not
absolutely
much
certain
room to
that
fight.
no one else has picked up
Just
their
finish this job
transmission.
and get home. Sorry, kid. My ship, my rules.
Don't worry, Weiss. Now that he said that someone else has picked up that transmission, I guarantee you will be you will be fighting whatever Grim that passenger plane is dealing with. Oh, the academy. Like, really, goddamn, they really just took their Asian influences and were like, we're putting these in everything. You guys made it.
We made it.
Yeah.
Hello?
You okay, Crow?
Hello? Maybe try louder?
That's always
There
worked out
doesn't
for you in the
seem to
past,
be
hasn't it,
anyone
Nora?
Here.
Well, I guess school isn't really in session right now. Maybe that's it.
There should be teachers at least, even if there aren't, even if the students are. There's not. Are there even? No one's responding. Like, where are even the freaking janitorial staff? Oh well, I guess the headmaster is an agent of Salem at this point, so maybe he did something. Wow, what a climactic way to meet the freaking headmaster.
Crow! For crying out loud, you nearly scared me half to death!
Me? Why weren't you waiting for us at the entrance?
Oh, that's why Croth thought something was up.
Oh, right. Apologies. I guess time slipped away from me.
You're joking.
Where is everybody?
Okay, paused. I can't tell if time really slipped away from him, because I've done that before, where I'm like, yeah, I'll be there in a minute, and then I just get caught up doing something else, and I get distracted and forget to do the thing. Or if he was talking to Watts and got stuff and got distracted and time slipped away from him. I can't tell if he's being legitimate or not, which is great. I love how this show makes it so that it's like we usually know more than the characters do. And most shows do that, but I love how we know who's a traitor before the characters do, and we get to watch the conversations between them and see how long it takes for the characters to figure out who's telling them the truth or not. Could have been avoiding it because of discomfort. To be fair, yeah, that's true. He might not have lost track of time at all, and he might have just been like, I know they're coming today, but I've betrayed them, so I feel bad, and I don't want to talk to them. So, yeah, that could be, only enough to make it more stressful. Yeah. I don't think it's more stressful for us than them, because we're not the ones being betrayed. We're not the ones with our lives on the line, but I get where you're coming from. And play.
Ah, you must be the students Crow mentioned.
Yes, sir. Ruby Rose.
Jean Arc.
Nora Valkyrie.
Lyren.
They all do a little pose. Look at them go.
Leonardo Lionheart at your service. I'm
Man, your
afraid
name is
most
just
of my staff
Lion
is
Lion,
currently
isn't it?
Away until classes resume, but
What? Leo, you can't be serious. Who's guarding the relic?
Crow, the children.
Already know.
Lion
I thought
McLion, yes.
What do you mean your staff is away?
You filled them in?
And
So,
that's him being
this
like,
got going
oh,
at
I
all,
didn't realize the
but
children
anyone
would know. I thought I was
thought it
only going to
would.
have to deal with lying to Crow. I mean, you're right. No, her name is White Snow. It's not White White. Just because Snow is the same color. His name is literally Lion Lion.
Unbelievable.
Total garbage. We can't let them get
Three
away
guesses.
with this.
Paused. 3 guesses. I have to unfull screen it. It's being really laggy. 3 guesses what his illusion is. Well, I guess so far all of Osmond's lieutenants have been people from Wizard of Oz because he's the wizard, and then there's literally Glinda the Good Witch, and he's Jesus.
Do not cite the deep magic to me, witch.
Yeah, I'm certain he's Jesus. There's literally Glinda Good Witch, and the Scarecrow, and so I would guess, and Ironwood the Tin Man. So I'm gonna guess he's the Cowardly Lion. He's old Deuteronomy from Cats 2019. He's old Deuteronomy. excuse you. Obviously he's Skimbleshanks. How could you? Oh, that's clever. The pun. Lionheart. He's Steven's lion from Steven Universe. Yes, clearly he's a magical pink lion. Simba. Okay, but we're with the Belladonnas now, so let's go. Play.
Well, at least you two can finally agree on something.
Guys. Everything's gonna be okay.
Why is it so laggy? Obviously, we're keeping this in the video. Yeah, the technical difficulties are critical. The video doesn't work without this 15-minute interval of technical fucking difficult. It's part of the experience. See, what this really is showing the people on YouTube the curse. We have to show... Yeah, exactly. This is the behind-the-scenes lore. Look at that, smooth as fucking butter.
Unbelievable!
Total garbage. We can't let them get away with this!
Finally, you're agreeing on
Well,
something.
at least you two can finally agree on something.
Shut up! Callie, I swear to God. Callie, I swear to God. Don't steal my words from me. Also, I just noticed, is Callie wearing socks with sandals? Does Callie have socks with fucking sandals? She's a mom. She's the mom. We love Callie. In this house. We love and respect Callie.
Guys.
It's a weeb shoe. That's...
Everything's gonna be okay.
It's... Determined, Blake, my beloved.
Good evening, miss. Can I get you anything?
Just a little time to myself, if that's all right.
Sure thing. Just call if you need
So
me.
what... I didn't actually catch. Are we supposed to know what someone is getting away with? Because I didn't...
You need better security.
God damn it, Ilya, I swear to God.
I just need to talk.
I actually believe that she just wants
How
to
could
talk.
you take the fall for them, Ilya?
Blake.
Corsic and Finnick blamed you. We confronted them tonight and they denied knowing anything, and everything we found on your scroll, it talked about how disappointed they were to hear that you'd sided with Adam.
That's what they can't let them get away
But
with.
you and I both know they're guilty.
You can't prove anything.
That scroll might not have been enough to lock them up, but it's enough to sway the Faunas here. When we go public tomorrow, they're not going to stand for any of it. And neither should you.
Your plan isn't gonna work, Blake. Please. Just leave Menagerie before it's too late.
What are you gonna do to Menagerie? What do you mean before
You're
it's
going
too
to have
late?
to make me.
Yes! Assertive Blake.
I know.
It's made of magic. Don't worry about what the mask is made of. That's what the mask is. They're gonna sell it to the British. No! Anything but that. The worst fate, truly. I love Blake being more assertive. It's great.
This all seems very reckless, even for you.
No, reckless is leaving one of the relics completely unguarded. It's not checking in with Oz for ages.
There was nothing to check in about before the fall of Beacon.
If it helps
Since
Crow,
that
he's
day,
been
Mistral has
compromised.
in chaos. Vale wasn't the only kingdom to suffer that night. Everyone was watching. Every house in every kingdom saw that poor girl ripped to pieces, saw monsters crawling over the city, and Elysian knights attacking citizens. And then nothing.
And I didn't even think about how it must have looked from
With all
places
that
not in
negativity,
person
imagine what it was like
for the
when the
fall.
grim came for us.
See, that's a fic I would...
Mistral's control.
That's a fic I would love to read if it exists. People reacting to the fall of Beacon from not being in the fall. That's an interesting concept for a story. Yeah, I got filled in about the differences between the timelines. From what I know, Weiss, Yang, and Ranger are all pretty much synced up, but Blake is still lagging behind. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny, lag. Haha, everyone's... That's why the Blake part lagged. She's in the past. It all makes sense now. Blake is running OBS. Menagerie Wi-Fi. Yeah, it's because they're on an island. It's like Wi-Fi on cruise ships. It's just absolute fucking shit. To be fair, there's not exactly a CCT anywhere at this point. Like, the whole World Wide Web is down currently, which I know I talked about during the World of Remnant when we learned about the CCT, but that's such a terrible system that if you lose one tower, the whole communication across the world goes down. That's such a bad design. I know they don't have satellites because for some reason space travel is impossible because dust doesn't work in space, which, I don't know, I guess it's something about it doesn't work outside the atmosphere. I don't know fucking why, but come on, man, there's gotta be a better system than having only 4 towers, and if one goes down, the entire internet and all communications are busted. Oh, I understand the whole, it's symbolic and we must work together to make it work, but you could also fucking spread it out. You can work together with 100 towers instead of fucking 4. I bet Ozpin came up with that idea and was like, yes, keeping it close to the chest. This'll make it work. No. Bro, freaking spread it out. Jesus. Yeah. Morningstar, you're completely right about the whole cybersecurity thing. That's all I can think about whenever I see the nonsense that they put into the CCT. Well, yeah, maybe not Ozpin, but one of the Ozpins. Do we ever learn their names? We've only got 2 of them, but they follow a theme. Or do they all start with like Oz or Os or something similar to that? Because it's like-minded souls. Yeah, sure. Like-minded souls, blah, blah, blah. No, they're just looking for someone with a name scheme. The name scheme is important. Watch and learn. Yeah, that'll be explained. I bet that it'll actually... Jeff, my favorite incarnation. Oh, Austin, that's close enough. That's a good one. Yeah, it was a reparation gift from after the war, but I understand all of that, but have you considered it's been 100 fucking years since then? Oh yeah, we totally are. You don't need to explain that to me. I totally get that. But that would be the equivalent of there being a giant there being a giant tower in New York City and a giant one in London and a giant one in Dubai. And if one of them breaks, the entire world doesn't have internet access. And that's just not practical for any sort of worldwide communication network. Oscar, that's clever. Ha! I like the Osborne. Osborne's, that one's clever. That one's clever. He's something of a scientist himself. Jospin. That's the one that's a JoJo? I'm something of a wizard myself. Yes. God, can you imagine Willem Dafoe voicing one of the Ozpins? That would be wild. Someone get a Kickstarter. They're from Australia. They're from Australia. Oh, that's really stupid, but I really like that. Willem Defriend. Oh, Harmony, are you from Australia? Willem Befriend. Yeah. Osmond's color is green, that's true. He's already got the color scheme, man. All the other ones are working for Unity, and he's literally just Green Goblin. He's literally just Green Goblin. Okay, we gotta move on. We've gotten incredibly sidetracked from me complaining about the CCT, but we gotta move on. I'm continuing. Play.
Territory is the widest reaching in the world, and that makes it infinitely harder to protect. We lost so many great huntsmen, teachers from this very institution, and it's only gotten worse.
Yeah, I bet you being in line with Salem hasn't helped it get better, though, to be fair.
We may have dealt with the Grimm, but the Mistral Council's still at odds with representatives from Atlas. First it was the dust embargo, now it's the closing of borders. I'm not sure what happened to James in Vale, but it seems to have only worsened some of his more unfortunate
Unfortunately, he
tendencies.
saw the technology he trusted turn against him, which has only made him more paranoid. And he was pretty paranoid to begin with.
All the more reason we need the huntsman and huntresses here.
Okay. Things are bad. They're bad. But we can figure this out. Why is the Spring Maiden so important?
Thought you filled them in.
Mostly filled in. Look, there's a lot to cover, okay? I quit teaching for a reason.
Oh, you're not a teacher anymore? Maybe he just uses that as a cover
The
at this
four
point.
maidens each have the power to perform feats of magic. And they are the only ones capable of reaching the relics.
What?
The relics are each locked inside a chamber that can only be opened by a specific maiden. Winter for the
Oh.
gift of creation, summer for destruction, fall for choice, and spring for knowledge.
Oh, so each maiden is like, quote unquote, assigned a relic. That's interesting. I bet there's like symbolism between how each relic. I'll get into that in a minute, because now I have thoughts about the relics. But so each maiden is sort of assigned a relic through magic or whatever that only she can reach. Wait, but does that mean no? Salem can't have choice. I know she has the Fall Maiden on her side because that's Cinder, but if she had choice, she wouldn't. We would know. We, the characters wouldn't know, but we, the audience, would know if she had one of the relics. We would have seen it at this point. So I guess she doesn't have that one. At least I fucking hope she doesn't. So, but I wonder if there's like between each of the maidens, it would be interesting if the relic or quote unquote element of humanity that each relic is tied to, if that had stuff, if that was like linked with the character arc of each of the maidens, like if whoever the Winter Maiden was had stuff to do with creation or like recreating herself or stuff like that. Yeah, I love symbolism like that. So it can't be a coincidence that the writers have decided, watch her stop, Crow is drowning, he can take it. This ain't about him. I don't think it can't be a coincidence that the writers have decided that each maiden is going to be tied to one of the relics, and then they wouldn't do that and then not have them be related to the element of humanity that each relic is. Like they wouldn't do that otherwise. But it is interesting also that this is how the maidens can be, as I hypothesized, quote unquote, separated by each kingdom, because each one can get to the relic in each kingdom. That's interesting. Let's make sure Crow doesn't drown. Play.
Spring is the problem.
What happened to her?
She was determined at first, when she inherited her powers. But the weight of responsibility proved to be too much for the child.
I wonder how old some of these people are when they get the maiden powers.
Everyone. That was over a decade ago. There's no telling where she could be now.
I know.
Crow, why the fuck do you know?
At least, I have a pretty good idea.
Are you serious?
It's not exactly good news.
What are you talking about? This is incredible news! After all these years, where?
I did some digging around. Looks like after Spring ran away, she was picked up by bandits. Specifically, the Brownwind tribe.
Oh.
Raven.
Well, that's not good news. Oh, that's actually fucking terrible news. So, Raven, who in the last volume showed up literally only to ask Crow if Salem has the relic, also has the Spring Maiden. Well, no fucking wonder her bandit tribe has been able to get so powerful. She's got magic on her side. Oh, well, he did insinuate that. That's true, but like, I forgot about that. More magic. She's got the power of God and anime on her side. Nobody has the power of the gods on their side. Even nobody has the power of the gods on their side in this universe. Everyone is fucked. Also, it took me like years to watch Volume 4, so it's been a while since I saw that scene. All I remembered was that Raven talked about the relic in that conversation. Or rather, some rando she knows has the power of God in anime. Yeah. But, man, that made me think, how old are some of these girls when they get the maiden powers? Because the only qualification is that to get the maiden powers, you have to be a young woman. There's no qualifications that you have to be a quote-unquote maiden. You just need to be relatively young. So, like, that could be anywhere from an infant to, I don't know, how old, I guess. I would say probably 40s. Mid-30s to 40s is where you're no longer considered a maiden, is what I would think. Word of God is 30. Yeah, that makes sense. But, man, freaking, some of these... You could be a freaking child and get the maiden powers. Trying to get Pyrrha to do it was bad enough, but she was at least trained. If it's the girl who's in your last thoughts, that could be a mother and her daughter. That could be her 3-year-old freaking daughter. That's deeply fucked.
Yang's mom?
That's right.
Oh, I forgot that these guys would only know Raven as Yang's mom, not as a bandit.
That's about where they've set up their main camp. It's where they fall back to after raids and scouting missions. Raven's managed to gain a lot of followers since she returned to the tribe. And I'm sure when the Spring Maiden showed up, it only made things easier.
I still love this world map. It's really good.
Crow, I've got to hand it to you. With these coordinates, we can mount a retrieval force and head out in a few weeks.
Few weeks? They could leave in a few weeks.
That's right.
Oh.
Leo, maybe you didn't hear me.
I saw you copying those files. Can't fucking hide that from me.
We need to go as soon as possible.
I get you're angered, Crow. You didn't need to knock those books off the desk. That wasn't necessary.
This kingdom is in shambles. As soon as possible does not mean tomorrow. It means as soon as I can convince the rest of the council that I need huntsmen more than they do. Unfortunately, bandit tribes aren't very high on their list of priorities when the threat of war is just on the horizon.
Then damn the council. We'll do it ourselves. You and I are trained huntsmen, and these kids aren't exactly pushovers.
Crow believes in them.
Perhaps there's a more peaceful way to approach this?
We need to get Spring as far away from here as possible, but Raven isn't going to give up her most prized possession without a fight.
Unfortunately, you and your sister are evenly matched, and I'm not the fighter I used to be. No offense, but these students and I can't take on an entire bandit tribe and a maiden that's no doubt had years to hone her skills. We need to be positive.
He's unfortunately right. I hate to agree with him.
Raven and her tribe will scatter.
But, like, kids, you're very skilled, but there are only 4 of you.
And it needs to be perfect.
And you can't kill bandits. You would have to just fight them without doing lethal force, and that's much more difficult to do.
I wouldn't be happy with any of this if you were here.
If Ospen were
Perhaps
here.
you're right. But he's not. I'm doing the very best I can.
I'm gonna be
There
like...
has to be something we can do.
What about Cinder? She came with Emerald and Mercury from Haven. Do you have anything on them?
Angry boy is angry.
To the fall of Beacon. Nothing but lies and forgeries.
John.
Well,
Someone give this kid a hug, dear fucking Christ.
I'm sorry. I know you've all traveled a long way, but I will do everything I can to help.
Sure. We'll stay in the city for the time being. Local comms are still up. Keep in touch. Come on, kids.
Do you think when he set out to protect Ruby, he meant to become a father of 4?
It was nice meeting you, Professor.
Likewise.
I fucking knew it.
Got to work on your improvisation.
I fucking knew that it wouldn't take long for him to come in. He wasn't prepared to be a father of one. He's doing better than Raven is. He at least is sticking around.
So, what do we do now?
You four head back to the house. I need a drink.
Don't need a drink that bad, Crow. The kids are confused. Stick with them and it's Oscar time. It's boy. Yeah, if only Osmond was
Excuse
here.
me.
Look, there he is. Can we,
You know, I
Oscar?
don't
Can we
think
put
you
your shirt through the
allow kids
laundry?
in here, Pipsqueak.
Shut up, I'm getting there.
I don't have much to say about this scene because it was the boy.
I'm supposed to tell you.
This was the after credit scene, so I don't have much to say
like
about
my
this
cane
one.
Back.
Joke's on you. The dirt on it isn't actually dirt. That it's like weathering in jeans. That's what it's supposed to look like. They have laundry out in the middle of How do you think they fucking washed clothes on the prairie? They've got
Good to see you
clothes.
again, Oz.
They've got fucking water. He was working at a pump. He could wash his clothes. Oh, V5 had budget issues? That sucks.
Aren't you a
I
little
like your bow tie.
young to be drinking?
Water.
How's the journey going, Yang?
Oh, sure.
Are you telling me you're too young to drink?
Bruh.
You look like a regular huntress.
Bruh, shut the fuck up.
And a beauty at that.
I'm good. Thanks, pal.
Seriously.
Man, she's really doing the cow. I see what you meant with the whole
Lean. You're
cowboy
Just
thing.
right.
She's really got the whole cowboy aesthetic with
Like
her.
I said, I'm good.
I don't know what they're called. The leather things that for her sort of her jacket.
And your hair.
Don't touch her hair. That's right, get his ass. The freaking saloon piano music getting piped in.
This one's on the house. He's been driving me crazy.
You're a good dude, shopkeep. Also, I noticed that little... I didn't say anything, but I noticed that little Goldilocks reference when
So, what brings you
when
around
dude
these
was hitting
parts?
on her, and it was like, you're not too big, not too small, and she said just right.
Thanks.
Very nice, Goldilocks.
And I'm looking for someone.
Not many people come out here, too far from the kingdoms. Only person worth noting around here is, well, Ray.
Raven Bronwyn.
Music stops. Bartender guy's like, why?
Now, Missy!
That's a
You don't
bad...
wanna go messing with bandits. They're a world of trouble.
So I hear.
So she is looking for Raven, not Ruby. I mean, yeah, this would be her only time to do it before she gets stuck in the plot, so... Oh, that's a nice shot. Through the mechanics of the bike to see him.
Hey, girlie.
Seriously? This isn't over?
I heard you're looking for someone.
Oh, of course, he's a fucking bandit. No wonder he's fucking shady. Of course he's a bandit. That makes complete sense. Shady Man. Wait, his name is fucking Shady Man? Ace Attorney ass character. Why is his name Shady Man? I see the independent thinkers are back. Very nice. It is pretty funny, honestly. He fulfills his name. He's voiced by Bakugo, so he's playing the exact same character then. Yeah, I saw Yang's hand shaking. Poor sweetie. Like I said, she sped up her freaking healing process. She wasn't actually ready to do this. I am having a blast roasting that guy. Haha, very funny pun, because his power is explosions. Honestly, fuck Bakugo. He's not even that good of a character. He's incredibly overrated. Fuck him. Everyone just likes him because he's the loud, angry boy. Bakugo's not even that hot. That's not what that is irrelevant to me. But yeah, of course Shady Man is a freaking bandit. No wonder he was out. That's why he was out there. It makes perfect sense now. But yeah, let's continue. Why someone at the house? Were you all just chilling in here, like, napping? I swear to God, if this is fucking Tyrion or something again. Although he wouldn't have knocked. Oh, it's Boy! Man, he looks so small. Ranger House.
Can I help you? Yeah. Is there a Ruby Rose here?
He's just a baby boy with anxiety.
Why?
I mean, I know that he's not doing anything suspicious, but I understand why they would be worried.
I found him.
Crow, you were not this drunk when Oscar found you. Did you continue drinking the whole way home?
I found him.
This is not how to be a good role model for a child you just met.
Girl, read her comics in peace. Crow, did you get drunk again?
Maybe.
Bro, Jesus, God.
You have silver eyes.
Oh.
Who are you?
I love them all just standing there.
My name is Oscar Pine.
And you're a baby boy.
You probably know me as Professor Ozpin.
Yeah, honestly, that's how I fucking reacted.
I did it.
Crow. Oh, intro! Intro! Oh, bursting into the pedals is so cool. This is the type of domestic shit I wanted. I just absolutely fucking love this stuff when it's just characters living in a house together. That's a great shot, going from the cane into the gears. Who the fuck are you? Oh, I bet you're the Spring Maiden, aren't you? Oh, they're gonna fight that guy. Okay. Oh, we're gonna have all the fights again, aren't we? All the fights are gonna happen this season. We've had enough character development. It's time to start fighting people again. Hopefully that's symbolic. Hopefully that's just symbolic. It's way too early in the show for the heroes to go actually meet Salem. It's way too early in the show for that. Is that Crow for scale? Oh no, it's oh, what's his name? The guy, Watts. What's his name? Oh, his name is Watts. Watts for scale. Man, you need to clean up your office. I understand the books everywhere, but at least fucking pile them in a pile. Don't just leave them everywhere, my dude. Oh, Weiss and Emerald fight we never got at Beacon. I would have loved to see it. It didn't happen, though, because my fucking tournament arc got ruined. So, Oscar's with the gang. Watts on second. I don't know, it's on third. So, Oscar's with the gang. Ranger are all living in a house together. Yeah. Ruby not being surprised that Crow is drunk is sad. I can only imagine how many times she's had to deal with that. Yeah, I can only imagine how many times she's had to deal with him being drunk. 'Cause I don't know how long he's been drinking, honestly. Life is bad for Crow. Yeah, it is. He got stuck with a really cough, unfortunate semblance. She was reading a real-world comic about a girl falling in love with a robot. Man, I wonder what that could be referring to in RWBY. What could it be? What could it be? Yeah, people have told me about yours. Ruby is definitely doing great about things right now. Yeah, both of the leaders are not doing great. I don't like that Jean immediately brought up Cinder while looking very pissed. That does not bode well for the future. I don't like that Ruby had to step in to get the adults to stop arguing. Girl already has enough on her shoulders. She shouldn't have to do that. I would look pissed bringing her up, but also I don't like that. It's not so much I don't like how pissed Jean was about when he brought up Cinder, because like he's fully justified for hating Cinder. She killed Pyrrha. I fully understand his anger. It's more he's been going down a real spirally path lately. He's been going down a real, honestly, self-sacrificial path lately, and it worries me that he was less concerned about finding out information and just wanted to know if he knows where Cinder is, and that's not okay. Yeah, it worries me. I'm excited for more Raven. Oh, fucking embezzlement happened. Lovely. I'm sure that was fine. I'm sure that happened great. I can only imagine how much that screwed over a bunch of Rooster Teeth shows. I'm excited to see more of Raven, especially now that we know we're going to see more of Raven because she's got the Spring Maiden, and that's not going to end up being a problem at all, I'm sure. I'm sure that's going to end up being fine. I'm sure it's not going to end up being a complication at all that Raven, notorious bad mother and person who only cares about her own self-interest, has one of the most powerful beings on the planet. I'm sure that's not going to end badly. That's only going to end well. Oh, I completely agree. Raven is a fantastic character. She is not a good person. She's a great character. I love how complicated she is. But she's an objectively bad person, which is always entertaining to watch. I'm sure that maiden has no mommy issues. Yeah. How do you think the volume will go based on this setup? Well, like I said in my wrap-up of Volume 4, I still think everyone's going to end up together by the end of the volume. I don't know how long it's going to take Blake to catch up in time, but I'm certain that Ruby is going to be united before the end of the volume. There's been enough... Blake has had enough character development and is at least starting to heal from her whole "if I am near my friends, they will be in danger" thing, that she will reunite with them before the end of the volume. That seems to be a thing that's definitely going to happen. As for my other predictions, now that the Relic and the Maiden have both been mentioned in the first episode of this season, we're definitely going to find out who the Maiden is by the end of the season. First impressions, it's probably that person from the intro that I didn't recognize, because she was facing up with Cinder, and it would be Maiden, and that would just make sense. But I'm going to reserve final judgment for until we actually meet her. And especially since we mentioned that only the Maidens can reach the relics, we're definitely going to reach the relic. Because otherwise, why would that get mentioned in this season? You gotta start off, you gotta put out a Chekhov's gun and then fire it by the end. So someone is going to have the Relic of Knowledge by the end of the season. I don't know if it's going to be the good guys or the bad guys, but someone is going to have it. It is not going to be locked away where a Maiden can get to it. What else? Based on the intro, it seems like we're going to be having some fights by the end of the season, which is exciting, but also troubling, because the last time we had fights, things went quite pear-shaped. So, I'm sure that's going to end well. It showed Ren and Nora fighting... I can never remember the big guy's name. He hasn't been in enough episodes for me to know his name. Hazel. They showed Ren and Nora fighting Hazel, and they showed Yang fighting Mercury, because gotta parallel the fight that happened in V3, gotta finish off that vendetta. Well, not vendetta, because I don't think Mercury gives a fuck about her. But gotta finish that, Gotta finish off that plot line. Yeah, gotta finish the fight, that whole thing. What else? I'm worried about Jean. I'm worried that since we saw them all fighting each other, that he is going to try to fight Cinder, and he will get his ass whooped if he tries to fight Cinder. So I'm hoping that there are conversations over the season that lead to him not trying to fight Cinder, because that would be troubling and would not end well for him, because my god, even if she's a fucking maiden, she will obliterate him. What do I think about Yang going to Raven? It's not that surprising. From just a meta standpoint, this is going to be the only time in the plot when she gets to... This is going to be the only time before she joins the plot to be able to actually finish this plot line and go see Raven. This is going to be the only time she has left to do that. Because once she joins the plot, there's not going to be any time. So yeah, I'm not... From a meta standpoint, it makes complete sense that the writers are like, no, this is the only chance we're going to have Yang go talk to Raven. From an in-character standpoint, I'm not sure why she has prioritized going to Raven over going to Ruby. Because she so blatantly cares more about Ruby than she does Raven. Even not from a I care about my mother standpoint. She cares more about Ruby than she does about getting answers for herself. So I'm not sure why she's going to Raven, but I'm sure it's going to be explained. She failed the saving throw against mommy issues. Look, sometimes it happens. Sometimes that's just how it goes. Oh, ship game. Newspaper. Newspaper. This is a poly ship. My god, it could... How many people does it have? It could... Well, it's more than 2, so it could have anywhere from, I guess, 3 and up. Okay, it has 3 people in it. Okay. Because I know there are ones with 4, because you mentioned Power Rangers before, and that's 4 people. I fucking love Power Rangers. That's a good pun. Boy. He's just a boy. He's just a little boy. Honestly, I forgot how freaking... This isn't related, but I forgot how tall Jean was until they were all standing on that balcony together, and he's like head and shoulders taller than the next tallest person. I know he got taller, but we haven't seen it. It's been a while since we've seen them in a line. Okay, but let's get back on track. Newspaper. What would newspaper be? I was gonna say it would involve there's like a newscaster lady from Volume 1, right? Has the same voice as Pyrrha's person. It's the same voice actor, but she's such a freaking side character. She's the side characterist side character. I can't imagine it would involve her. Also, you have mentioned multiple times that the characters involved in the ship are ones that were in the episode. And I don't think Newscaster Lady has been here since Volume 2. Since Volume 3, I mean. Well, when Yang was watching the news in Volume 4, she might have showed up. But like, she's such a side character. I can't imagine it involves her. Because you've been trying to keep with characters that are more main character. Even though I am sure there are ship names with... What's her name? Lisa Lavender? I'm sure there are ship names with Lisa Lavender. There's a ship name for Ruby and her weapon. Why? Just for the excuse for making a pun, isn't it? It's not, you don't actually ship it. It's just like, this would be funny. Let's find an excuse to use this. Okay, so the characters are in this episode, and there's three of them. So I can narrow it down. It's just 3 of them. What would be a good... Okay, let me think about this in a more meta sense. What would be a good... What kind of 3 characters would the fandom ship together? What 3 characters would the fandom ship together? All of them. Yeah, that's not what I mean. I'm just talking out loud. I'm not actually asking. So I'm just trying to think of good trios of characters now. I mean, an obvious trio of characters is the remains of Team Juniper. But they don't have anything I can think of that would relate to a newspaper at all. And I'm fucking sure that they have a poly ship, the 3 of them. I'm sure that exists. It ain't that deep. Yeah, I know it's not that deep, but you guys try to make it easier for me by making it be characters that are actual main characters, or at least close to being main characters. Who does that leave? I'm not gonna get this. You might as well just... Can you can give me a hint? Sure. Oh, red and black and white. I get it now. That's clever. That's really clever, actually. Newspaper. It's a riddle. What's red and white and black? What's black and white and red all over? It's a newspaper because it's black and white and you read all over it. Haha. So it's a trio of characters who are black, white, and red. It's Blake, Weiss, and Ruby. But that's a really clever ship name. Oh, I'm sure it's awkward to tag for. This is my favorite ship, newspaper. It's gonna bring... It would bring up so many unrelated things if you try to look for that in the tags. Often they're both, honestly, that they're clever and stupid. That's what I've found. I was hoping no one would tell you so we could have a goddammit. B. Schnees. Oh, that's gotta be B. Schnees. That's gotta be Blake and Yang and Weiss, right? Yeah, that one's more obvious. Yeah, it's the only Ruby Poly ship that isn't creepy or have someone's name in it. I like newspaper. The name, not the ship. I'm not really a shipper. I don't really care about relationships. That's not what makes me excited about shows. I like platonic relationships between characters, but newspaper is a really clever name. I really like that one. Armored Angel. I'm trying to think of what Armored Angel would even fucking be. Oh, is that... Oh, I guess that one's later in the game. Okay. I will stop thinking about it then. Everyone going, oh shit! Oh, fuck! Okay, let's move on. I really liked the intro. The song was good. It was a little more hardcore than the Volume 4 one. I guess showing that we're getting back into we've started to move past the healing stuff and we've gotten back into the plot a little bit. That one's clever. It's nice. It's not clever. I don't know why I called it that. It's good. Yeah, and I always love in Ruby all the references to it being a fairy tale and all the characters being based on fairy tales. I love that shit. The meta and also in-universe thing that eventually this story that the characters are living is going to be a fairy tale for people. It's so cool. You guys doing one of those Discord sing-along things? Yeah, everyone in it is from a fairy tale. Not that they know it, because they don't know that they're characters, but it's also, I loved the whole thing with, especially, it started in Volume 3, really. The whole, yes, fairy tales exist in this world, but because of how old this world is, a lot of them are based in fact, like the tale, like the Four Seasons, that one is literal and is talking about, I've been assuming Ozpin giving powers to 4 girls and creating the 4 maidens. AU, where everyone realizes they're fairy tale characters and has an existential crisis. An existential crisis. Typo in the chat, get him. Existential crisis, yeah! Now y'all typoed the typo. I don't really have any much more to say. I'm glad that we got the technical difficulties worked out. I don't know, is there anything we haven't covered yet? I talked during the episode about most of the stuff, and I don't really have any predictions, because I don't know, because it's easier for me to predict what's going to happen in the volume than predict what's going to happen in the next episode, because it's easier to predict overarching things than it is literally what's going to happen in the next episode. But I think that's going to do it, honestly. I'm glad you had fun. I had fun too. I'm going to start listening to the soundtrack. For all those on the Patreon, I'm going to start listening to the soundtrack on Wednesday this week. So we're gonna start doing that too. So yeah, thanks everyone for joining me and for sticking around through the technical difficulties and the curse. Might do a thing at some point where I just come on here and chat, because it's nice to just talk to you guys sometimes, but that's the plan going forwards. I'm gonna head out. See ya.